There are literally millions of people online trying to make money with meme coins. Most are doing it the wrong way. Let us show you the right way to make a minimum of $10,000 a month income using meme coins. At 11:02, you're answering a community question. At the same moment, a permissions warning appears on the technical dashboard. A transaction is waiting, the chat is filling up, and nobody knows who is allowed to press pause. That is not a lack of effort, it's a broken operating system. And today, we're going to fix the operating system before we talk about the launch. The idea is simple. A 1-hour control room. Not an excuse to stare at a screen all day, and definitely not a machine for manufacturing hype. It's a focused rhythm for deciding who checks what, who can make which decision, and what happens when something looks wrong. Here's the uncomfortable part. Beginners often believe they need to become the developer, analyst, moderator, community manager, and security expert all at once. Then, when something gets missed, they assume they simply didn't work hard enough. No, sometimes the problem is that every responsibility is sitting in one person's head. So let's make this practical. Put 4 roles on one page. Start with the launch owner. That person is accountable for the timetable and the final operational call. They do not do every task. They make sure every task has an owner. Now, you might be thinking, 4 roles? I'm a beginner. I don't have a huge team. Fair question. These are responsibilities, not necessarily 4 full-time employees. One trusted partner might cover a couple of them, but the decision boundaries still need to be written down. The second role is the technical co-pilot. They check the contract, platform settings, transaction flow, and approve permissions. They can explain a technical fault and recommend a response. They cannot quietly change access or make an unrecorded alteration because the chat is getting impatient. Third is the community lead. Their job is to answer prepared questions, point people towards official information, and publish agreed updates. They cannot invent claims about price, returns, or demand. If the answer isn't verified, the honest answer is, we're checking that. That may sound less exciting, but it protects trust. And fourth is the risk monitor. This person looks for evidence of technical, security, or communication problems. Their job isn't to panic at every red candle. Their job is to notice something unusual, record it, and trigger the right review. That last distinction matters. A sharp price movement can be ordinary market activity. An unauthorized permission change is a different category entirely. If you treat both signals the same way, you either overreact to noise or underreact to danger. Before launch, build a dashboard that fits on one screen. At the top, launch time, approved platform, and the person accountable for the next decision. Then list wallet permissions, liquidity information, official communication channels, project disclosures, and a timed checklist. Make one row tangible. It could read, owner, technical co-pilot, check, permissions, evidence screenshot and transaction reference, decision, continue, pause, or escalate. Next check, 10 minutes. That is much more useful than a dashboard full of colored boxes that nobody understands when the pressure arrives. And please, keep private keys out of group chats. Don't give someone broad wallet access because they sound confident. Use least privilege access, written responsibilities, and independent checks. If somebody only needs to view information, give them viewing access. If they need one approved capability, give them only that capability. Now let's pressure test the 1-hour promise. What if something moves sharply between scheduled checks? Aren't you taking a risk by waiting? You are not waiting blindly. You are defining what deserves an immediate interruption before the launch begins. For example, at 10:15, the risk monitor sees a wallet permission that is not on the approved sheet. They don't speculate in the community chat. They mark it as a stop trigger, notify the launch owner, freeze the next step, and preserve the evidence. The public update might say, we're checking an access issue. No further action will be taken until it is verified. Compare that with an ordinary price dip. It may deserve observation, but by itself it doesn't prove that the system is broken. That is why the control room follows evidence, not adrenaline. Write 3 levels before the excitement starts. Stop means a confirmed security issue, an unauthorized permission change, or a serious platform fault. Pause means information is unclear, a communication channel is broken, or a technical warning needs checking. Investigate means something unusual has appeared, but the evidence is incomplete. Also write who raises the alert, who verifies the evidence, who communicates externally, and what must be recorded. Otherwise, 3 people may assume someone else is handling it. Clear ownership is not bureaucracy for its own sake. It is how you stop a small uncertainty becoming a large public mistake. During the hour, use scheduled checks. The technical co-pilot confirms platform and transaction health. The community lead gathers repeated questions. The risk monitor checks unusual activity, impersonation, and claims that need evidence. The launch owner records the status and makes the next decision. Notice what isn't on that list. Refreshing the price every few seconds. Constant attention is not the same as control. You can be online for 12 hours and still miss the one permission change that mattered. A shorter, calmer process can be stronger when everyone knows what they are looking for. At the end of the first hour, don't simply shut the laptop and hope the next person knows what happened. Create a handover. Record the current status, unresolved questions, unusual observations, access changes, and the next scheduled check. 10 clear minutes can prevent an entire evening of duplicated work. Then review the process honestly. Which question kept coming up? Which permission was confusing? Which update needed correcting? Which decision nearly happened too quickly? Record the awkward parts as well as the wins. That's how a beginner becomes more capable without pretending to be an expert overnight. So here's your challenge. Before you plan a launch, create a 4-role control sheet. Name the launch owner, technical co-pilot, community lead, and risk monitor. Beside each responsibility, write what that person can decide and what they must escalate. Choose one accountable partner, not 5 vague helpers. Add 1 stop trigger, 1 pause trigger, and 1 investigate trigger. Schedule your monitoring intervals, confirm secure access, official communication channels, and the legal, platform and disclosure requirements that apply to your project. If that sheet won't fit on one screen, simplify it until it does. Get started with a done-with-you system. Don't follow the pack. Learn the right way to operate, with your eyes open, your budget limited to what you can afford to lose, and no belief that a process can guarantee an outcome. The sooner you build the process, the sooner you can decide whether a launch is appropriate for you. You have to be in the game to win the prize is a catchy line, but in this market, being in the game responsibly means knowing when not to proceed. To live like a millionaire, you first must think like a millionaire, disciplined, patient, and prepared, not reckless. Thanks for listening to Meme Coin Millions Exposed. Build your 4 role sheet. Name your accountable partner and write those 3 escalation rules before you plan anything further. Come back for the next practical launch lesson, and remember, better coordination can improve your decisions, but it cannot control the market. Until next time, start making serious money today deploying meme coins using our free Send It Alpha tool. You'll soon be generating well over $10,000 a month.